Hey everyone, Joe here with Amelie once again. Today, know your truth. You can't handle it, but know it or knows it. Something like that. All this and more on this Streamin Demons. There we go, we're back. So, I'm like, fuck this music now. So, this is our last episode for Barry series or season 1, depending what part of the country or continent you're in, or world, I guess, whatever. And this is Know Your Truth. We went through Barry walking in accidentally into an acting class following a hit in, just being like the robot, who you want me to kill? Yeah, whatever, not having a lot in life to do, to really connecting with his emotions through acting, which I think is a great way to demonstrate the positivities of acting and not just the negative parts of LA and stuff like that. But you have this episode. Barry comes home to Fuches and knocks him the fuck out. Dot dot dot.
Yeah,
Hello, pop.
well deserved.
Yeah,
Well deserved.
yeah. A lot of that is like, I just killed him. Even if he didn't, even Barry didn't kill Chris at that point. Fuchs still deserved to be fucking hit. I mean, the airstrip, what the shit? Starting a drug war. Fuchs does all this bullshit. Fuchs starts a drug war. Fuchs gets buried, almost killed multiple fucking times. Fuchs causes Barry indirectly to kill Chris. Fuchs causes Taylor's death. Fuchs causes a bunch of shit. And later on, we'll see one more thing that Fuchs causes today. So, like the agent of chaos is Fuchs, basically. Like just all these things that will be there. So we start out heavy, and then Barry's just kind of like it's fucking over. And we don't see Barry again for a while. He just goes off to the beach and fucks off. It's like, get
Correct.
the fuck
Yeah.
on this plane, get the fuck out of my, it's like, I'm taking a breather right now. I'm taking a fucking breather right now.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
And especially this episode is very different because since the last episode, we shifted in a different dimension. The
yeah,
first episodes of this series was really goofy, really funny, really SNL kind of vibe.
yeah,
And then after the murder of his best friend, of his friend, sorry, from the Marines, the tempo shifts. We don't have the funny, goofy Barry. We have the dark Barry. Especially
yeah,
that scene when he's on the beach and he's talking to Hank and he's like, uh huh. He's done. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
yeah. And that's kind of it with this. And you see Fuchs is kind of like, you know what, fuck this. Barry wants out. I'll give him a permanent out. And Fuchs dumbly goes to fucking Chechens. And the Chechen's like, yeah, yeah, great. And they fucking just beat the shit out of him, tie him to a chair. And then they have Vasha's twin, Ruslan, comes in. And he's making a manic. He's making the whole fucking thing. He's got like carpentry. Like, look, I found this thing, and like whatever the fucking woodworking book is. Like, oh, my dad used to have those woodworking books. And he's just gonna make a big production out of slowly killing Fuchs. Slowly killing
Right.
Fuchs.
Yeah, so we see one of the mafias say, look, they're torturing somebody. He's going to be in pieces now. And when you open
Yeah,
the door, you go and you see he's doing something in wood. What are you doing? Well, I was not going from Chechen with that, so I do it here. A very
yeah.
good wood, and this is my plan and stuff. And I'm like,
The
this is
hockey mask. He's got like a Jason mask on to
fun.
fucking do it.
Like, this is so fun. And I like the mafia. Just take a gun and bang, dead. Like, come on, like, ah.
You see it, and he just takes the gun. He's like, "Fine, I'll do it." And he takes the gun, and he goes, "Bam!" And you see the bang, and you see like him freeze, and then you see the
Yeah.
camera panning, and this back of his blowing off. Like you're thinking, like, did the fucking gun misfire? But the gun didn't misfire because there's nothing in his face.
Yeah.
And no, and all of a sudden he starts doing this. He starts aiming the gun at people because he's fucking brain dead at this point. And he sits in the chair and he ends in the chair, right? And then it goes dot dot dot, and you see from the Windows vantage that Barry's just picking him off to save
Out of
Fuchs.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
yeah. Barry does a tactical strike on the house to
Yeah.
save Fuchs' life, and Fuchs was going to kill him. So
Yeah.
Fuchs is like, I don't know, Barry does an extra and saves Fuchs, gets him the fuck out, and then drives him to the airport, really telling him to get the fuck out.
I think it's an interesting scene because he's not going to kill Fuchs because Fuchs is like an uncle for him. So it's like,
Yeah.
look, you're part of my life. I accept it. You were a good friend. You were helping me out, etc. You're linked to my dad, my family, blah, blah, blah. We have a backstory. Fair enough. Now, here's the airport. You fuck off.
Yeah.
LA, it's me. I'm going to become an actor. I'm going to work. Oh, it's not going to shut the fuck up.
Take all the money.
You were
Get the
in
fuck
my
out.
life. Just get the fuck out. We
Yeah.
done. And that's interesting because in the adult life, you can have friends for 15, 25 years. They are part of your life. They were very important. They maybe help you and everything, but there's sometimes when they become toxic, when something is too much, you have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And seeing Barry said, fuck off, like I could kill you if I want to, you know that, so just fuck off. And
Yeah.
disappeared. And voila. Thank you
And he
for
gives him
what
all
you
the money.
did. Bye.
Like, he tells Barry to fuck up and gives him all the fucking money.
Yes.
He didn't even keep like
Yes.
that's just Barry. They didn't give a shit about the money. He's like,
Yes.
I'll make some of my own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we,
Based
here
on
we
killing
are,
people.
boom, go. And there's a police coming up. And he's like, go, go. You take your paper, you move. Sir, I
Yeah.
will ask you to move or I will arrest you. Thank you, bye. Clack, clack, boom, he goes.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fantastic breakup. I save your life. Now I take you. You're not my guilt. This is the airport. This is the money. Bye. We done.
Yeah. Bye, we're done. And unfortunately, much like Sid and Nancy being fucking Fuchs, that bitch come back. The bitch come back. Always
All
come
the
back.
ex came back. They dump you. They did very bad. They're toxic. And always at 3 a.m. in the morning, you receive the message. Hey,
Yep.
are you up? Or 15 years after leaving high school, you have the little SMS like, hey, hello, how are you? How have you been?
If I get that, I'll be surprised because I don't know any motherfucker has my phone number from high school. One. Okay, one actually does have my phone number.
Facebook, dude.
Yeah, I'm getting
Facebook.
back on Facebook. It's weird.
Hello, how are you? Who the fuck are you, Polanen? Who are you? Who are you, Polanen? Who? Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He's bald and now he's fat. Ho 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 ho.
It's revenge. It should be a revenge book, basically. So you see
Do
this.
you
Yeah.
remember when you dumped me in front of
Wow.
McDonald's and said
Jesus
I
Christ.
was too ugly for your MySpace account? Well, since that day, I'm doing great. I think it was a good idea to dump me. Bye, bye. Like, what do you say to these people? What do you say when they come back?
Do you need to talk about something? Do you
No,
need to talk about some motherfucker dumping you in front of McDonald's?
no, 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 no.
Did that happen then, huh? Oh shit. Wait, they said you were ugly? Oh my god, really? I'm so sorry. My brain's breaking. You know you're not ugly, right? You know this.
For an American, no. For European,
For
probably.
fucking for European, fuck off. I what was Simca say? Like in America, I'm a 9, in Slovakia, I'm like a 7 or
No,
something.
no, I'm sure.
That's
I'm sure.
just what
Yeah,
she was
no,
saying about herself. Like that's
I
bullshit
believe.
though.
No, 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 no. I believe that your attractiveness can change from a country to another because it
Jesus
depends on
Christ.
your skin color, how you look, etc. Like, yeah, it's universal. So yeah, in America I'm very hot, but in France I'm just I'm too white and
Okay, because the got it because the aesthetics of the whiteness. Oh, that's just fucking weird, man. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
white like an ass, and I'm skinny like a skeleton, and
This is
I'm
reflective.
too long. And the very attractive women in France are often 1 meter 50, 1 meter 60 max, with a good ass. I'm not voluptuous. I look like a sad, sick cow. Yes, dude.
All this and more on Holy Shit Depression.
Yeah, yeah.
On this
So
episode of Depression.
if you're like me, skinny and white like an ass, well, I advise you to go to America because in America everybody is really, really fat. So when they see you, they're like,
And
"Oh
now,
my goodness! Oh,
I'm,
oh
I'm
my
come on,
goodness!"
come on, come on. You can't trash a goddamn country like that. Sincerely, come on. Think of what you just said. Think it through. Think it through. You just trashed an entire fucking country.
Yes, I know.
You said everyone in America is fat. That's not true. I'm American. Am I fat? Am I?
No, you're not.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, like welcome to everyone being pissed at our show. Today's, whatever. But yeah, back to Barry. When we're doing this, we see that Fuches is toxic. We've seen Fuches is toxic basically from the first episode. We've seen that Fuches is toxic. And we're kind of like, yeah, finally, fucking Barry, get your life into order. Get the fuck out of that's what Taylor has told him to do. Taylor told him to kill him. But just dump him. Dump him. And we finally see this. We finally see him dumping Fuches, which is amazing. But we also see, and I think like I said this last episode, we see the cops coming into Oblivions, and then they play the CD, and that was the last episode. I messed it up on that one. But we see the cops coming by, and NoHo Hank finds the crime boss dead. So
and
like,
that's a funny
he's like having his tea tray, he's walking through, nice little
as a tea
yeah.
basket. What's going on? And everybody's dead. Oh, everybody's dead. Oh, and you hear the helicopters like, oh, I have to leave. And it's really funny. He's really funny.
Yeah, and it's the whole like, oh, these cops are for us. Let's get the fuck out. And they leave and they get out. There's no chase scene. There's no like, oh my god. There's no shootouts. They just like, he's got tea. It's time for us to go, and they're gone. Boom.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
there's like
that's very simple. That's very clean, simple, and boom. That's interesting because nowadays cinema, there's a lot of CGI, there's a lot of purchase, there's a lot of sound and stuff. But is it good for the story? Here we just have a bang, 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 and how does the scene link to another scene when just a simple man with a tea platter coming by and seeing everybody dead? Oh, everybody's dead. There's an helicopter, so our imagination can run and be like, oh, they're going to be raid on, so he's running, and that's all. And it's simple, and I like that. That's a great storytelling. No need too much details. We know they're going to have policemen and stuff and stuff and stuff. No need of that. Just the following of the main character and the main arc story.
Yeah.
Simple.
And it breaks down what Barry is really about, and this relationship is not a action movie where everything has to be broken down. And the audience, I think you said it correctly. It's simple. So we forgive when we don't see every fucking step on how NoHo Hank gets away. We don't need every step. We don't care about every step. We just know it gets away, and that's good enough for us. It works. He got away. Cool. Great. It's believable. He's like, I'm tip off, fuck out. He leaves. That's it. And at the same time, what's also believable, it goes back to Barry and Sally. And Barry's like, I'm quitting class. He just quit. Like, it's like, she's like, oh my God, you have to stay. You have to. We're doing the front page. This is like, you want me in the comedy? We're like, really? It's like, yeah, we're gonna do the comedy. It's a front page, the front page. And it kind of gets Barry to go like, oh, well, maybe I guess we can do this. And you see that Barry is coming into life after Fuches. He kills everyone. He saves Fuches. He drops Fuches off of all his fucking money. Tells him, get the fuck out of my life. See you later. And we see this. And Barry's taking his first step with, I'm going to do something with the girl I like. They're not boyfriend, girlfriend. They're just two actors hanging out, being asked to do stuff. And I can't believe I keep using this voice right now, but I'm fucking slipping into it. So you see all this, and then because we've seen so many times where Barry's character has, we'll say, imaginary relationships. He's daydreaming a bit. And we've seen this daydream being set up again and again and again and again of how things are so much great with Sally and his life's going to be great with her. And so we see them together reading in like the hammock. We're like, oh, is this part of fucking imagination? Or like, no, it's actually them together.
Yes.
and it's like, holy shit, they're actually reading the front page, and he's getting his lines. He's
Yeah,
actually learning how to do lines of
yeah.
an entire 2-person play.
And it's a lovely place. They're in a hammock far away
Yeah,
from Hollywood. She's a girlfriend and he's a boyfriend.
yeah,
He's at peace, and I'm like, oh, that's a lovely and heavenly picture.
absolutely. And it reminds me of the last episode I watched of You, which is, I believe, a Netflix series.
Fantastic
I've
series about
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil. Don't spoil. Don't spoil. Because I've only watched part of the first season.
Okay, I like it because the main character is in a library,
Yeah,
bookshop,
the
sorry,
bookstore.
bookshop,
Yeah.
store,
Oh,
and
language.
he's well spoken. He's a normal guy. He's really cultivated, and I like the way he speaks, and I like how the series is based. You think what he
Right.
thinks, etc. And in this series,
Sorry, I have to get up again.
it question also the idea of what is right and what is wrong,
Yes.
because there is some situation when I'm like, please kill that dude, he deserves it, but at the same time, what's justice? Can you? Is it just justice to do so? You know what
It's
I mean?
Superman. Like, Superman can kill everyone in the world. Should he?
Yeah.
You know,
Like I really like. No, no, no. I really like Batman. Batman
Batman
with the
just doesn't.
policeman, because you have the Batman and the policeman who are friends together, right? And the police is justice, but Batman make justice,
Well, it's
and it's
vengeance.
questionable. And
But Batman doesn't cross the line. Batman doesn't kill. Batman could kill people,
mhm.
but Superman literally could kill everyone.
Ah, c'est vrai,
That's
c'est
what I'm
vrai.
saying. Like, Batman can't kill everyone.
Yeah,
He's going to lose at
and
some point. Superman could go through the entire fucking planet and blow it up. He doesn't.
yeah, yeah. That's why the series. What's the series? The series. It's not the Americans with the bad Supermans. The boys. The
Oh,
boys.
The Boys. Yes.
The boys. Because that's what happened. You know, it's a bad Superman. He's Superman. He's
Superman.
a part of the firm, and he killed everyone. He's like just completely psycho.
Home runner, yeah.
Yeah,
Home runner.
because you have Superman,
A
but
home runner.
Superman can be dangerous. Like, if Superman existed, would he be a superhero or accepted as a superhero?
Well,
I like the X-Men because the X-Men, they have superpowers. They want to help the world,
yeah,
but
Homelander.
people look at them like crazy people. Like, you know.
Well, because they look different. And then you see Homelander from The Boys is basically this blonde, hairish, good-looking dude, chiseled just like Superman, you know. But you have this, you have the ability to be good and bad. We're bringing this back to You. I'm guessing YOU, the TV show. I likened it to the last episode I saw because I stop at season 1, the episode where Joe and the girl get together for real, the end. I don't know what happens after this. I don't wanna know. I needed a happy ending for once in my fucking life, and that was it. And this is where we see Barry. If we stop watching Barry right the fuck now, they're in the hammock, that will be a proper play. If you want a happy ending, stop at the hammock. You stop at the fucking hammock, they're together, Barry gets the girl becomes the star that she always wanted to be. It's awesome, it's amazing, they're together, the end. Don't watch the other fucking show. Don't watch the rest of the series. Don't even watch the rest of this episode. Just put it on pause, walk away.
So basically, do a BoJack Horseman. Just
Maybe.
watch the series, rewatch the series, rewatch the series, rewatch the series, but never think about the reality of, as his friend Nguyen say, Diane Nguyen, there is a day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after,
Tomorrow and tomorrow
and
Yeah.
tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's exactly we're going. I won't go into the thing, but that's what we see. And then the next person you see on screen is Detective Moss. And she's walking as friends, like, do 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 do. Like, what the fuck happened that they're friends now? Like, what the actual fuck happened that they're friends?
Where are
And
they?
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
on the house? Is it not the happy ending we were expecting? And they're like, we realize it's Jim Cousineau home, and they're in holiday weekend all
Yep.
together. And I'm like, oh
A
no.
couples weekend. They're in a couples fucking weekend with Gene Moss, and they moved on with their lives so well that Barry is talking about his girlfriend doing all these things, and their boyfriend and girlfriend are 100% now, and Barry's getting everything he's wanted, which is weird for a show that when Barry first starts out, he just wants to kill and he's living life just to live it, and now he has something to live for. He's got the relationship to live for, but we also seen his character killed people to make sure this relationship happens. He killed Chris to make sure this relationship happens. Not that he'll get Sally, but he'll be able to live a life with Sally as a choice. Meaning he's probably not like, I'm gonna go get with Sally. It was great. No, he wants to have a life outside of killing. So ironically, almost, he has to kill Chris for it. And he crosses that fucking line. The line he was so adamant against with Fuchs before. You don't kill Marine. What the fuck are we? To why'd you fucking say that? Why'd you have to fucking say that? You
Yeah.
see him break. You see him kill Chris. And then Barry just ties up all his loose ends. He kills all the fucking Chechens, except for NoHo Hank. He rescues Fuchs, get him the fuck out. He should have killed Fuchs if you really want to tie up all the loose ends. And then he lives a good life until dinner.
Yes.
And you see, we've all been in a situation where we've gone to dinner with our significant other and our friends who might be in couples as well.
Mm-hmm.
And our friend says something completely bad.
Oh yes.
And we're like, hope no one really pays attention to what they just said. Because
Oh
now I have to
yes.
explain this to my girlfriend. I have to explain it to
Uh-huh.
that motherfucker and explain to this
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And when Gene's talking about, it's like, yeah, when Barry first came, I didn't think he had any chops. Then when he came to apologize, I mean, he gave me not apologize. We talked to Barry about his car next to the car, and he gave me this monologue about killing people. It was great. It was like real, the first real thing he said. And Barry's like, oh, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. And Moss
Mm-hmm.
is like, what do you mean? Like, your name's not Barry Berkman, it's Barry Block? First stage? Like, yeah, it's better. So Barry lets that one slip, and then Gene follows up with the just in case you missed, this is Barry Block. Here's some information that will really get your spice sense tingling. And that is exactly it. So, with that said,
Yeah.
have you been in a situation where you are at dinner or like a small intimate gathering, right? And someone from your past says something to you that you're now like, oh, fuck.
Oh no.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I'm just curious.
It's me. I fucked up.
You're the one that did it?
Uh-huh. And I didn't know.
Fuck me.
I didn't know. I didn't know because apparently I'm very open-minded. I'm very, very open-minded, and everybody can tell me everything, and I accept the people as they are. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've got a very specific value. And we were at dinner with a couple, me, my husband, and another couple, and we were talking, and that woman who in front of me say, "So Amelie, you're not jealous, right? You can let Stefan doing everything you want." Yeah, sure. For example, the weekend he went with, let's call the guy John, with John to Slovakia. They had fun, and I'm fine with that. And she turned to John, and she's like, "What weekend in Slovakia?"
Oh, fuck.
And Stefan is like,
Dude.
looking at me, and I look at him, and I'm like, "What? What did I say? Like, you went to Slovakia, right?" And Stefan's like, "No, no, no. Amelie made a mistake. This is not with John. This is with Jim. Amelie is French, and she mixed up and everything." And one
Well,
time I learned, I looked and then I said, "What the fuck? It was you and John. I made a mistake." "No, no, you were right, Amelie. It's just she's not as open-minded like you. Like, she's not going to leave John spend a full weekend in Slovakia." So I have at the time my friend Christian who came up to me and said, you know, Amelie, you're an amazing woman. You know, you're very open-minded. You're not jealous of Stefan. Stefan can go to Slovakia if he wants to. You're great like that, but not every man has a chance of somebody very open-minded like this. And it's like, by the way, what you know, the other don't know. So I'm like, okay, cool. I will never, never, ever speak about this again. But
Except right now on show live.
yes,
Do you need me to edit this out or no?
no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. No, no. These people are far away and
Yeah,
out
the
of my
internet doesn't
life.
exist.
And
Thank God they
this
don't
is not.
press
This is
play on this.
none of my business. If you cannot trust your man, if your man were not allowed to tell you he was going to Slovakia, and if he had to lie to you, you have a problem. You have a problem. I'm
No, yeah,
not a problem.
that's a honestly that is absolutely a problem of trust. If you have to sneak around to do shit, and okay, I don't mean sneak around and get someone a Christmas present. There's some things you can lie about. I think everyone should be able to buy people presents while saying, "I'm buying you a present." I get that part. I get that part. But I don't get the sneaking around shit. I just either tell them or get out of the fucking relationship. One of the two has to happen.
Correct.
Probably both.
Hmm.
Honestly, fucking both. Because honest to God, like if you're not happy with your partner, then it's something with you, anyways.
Yeah, like it's okay if you have a secret garden. It's okay if you have a past. It's okay if you've got boundaries.
Yeah.
It's okay if you can be a little bit jealous. I'm jealous. You're jealous. We all jealous. Like, come on, it's normal. You know what I mean? But I don't like for example, it's not if you marry me, it's not because you're married to me, you have to say bye bye to your freedom. No, I want you to have
No.
your freedom. Voila. Simple as that. Like you're an adult, you go to work, the
No.
electricity is paid, I've got food on my table, you look after my children, you don't beat me, I don't beat you. Like, you know, there's things who are way more important, right? If you want to go a weekend in Slovakia, go in weekend in Slovakia. If I want to go a weekend in London, I'm going to go in a weekend in London, right?
Right.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Simple as that. But as a former receptionist and my
Oh yeah.
husband being a photographer, you cannot imagine the number of secrets,
I was gonna say you guys must have seen a
tomfoolery,
lot.
and situation where we're like, we stop everything and we want to ask the person, are you okay? Or hey, if you need help, blink twice. Men and women. Like one day, for example, we receive a special demand at the hotel. I want to ask my girlfriend to marry me. Oh, great, fantastic. I want to buy a photographer. I want to
Right.
pay a violinist. I want roses and stuff. Great, great, great. But I'm going to give you an email address, okay? It's the email address of my best friend because my girlfriend have access to my email address because she's jealous. We're
That's
like,
gonna work well.
what? Because in your email address nowadays, you've got email from the bank, email from
I mean,
your app and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's tiny little detail, you know, like, can you repeat again, please? Are you okay? Yeah, and don't contact me on my phone. I don't. She has access and everything. Da 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 da. I will have that phone, that telephone number, its work, etc. From that, etc. We're like, okay, okay, cool, cool, okay, great. Like, there's things we're like, what? It's yeah, yeah, yeah. But
no,
normal people like
it's iceberging. Well, when you're saying that, the first time I said, I'm like, oh man, that's a fucking disaster. But when you kept talking about it, I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. It means I don't have to read any of my own fucking emails. Like I get a wife that could do that for. I'm like, fuck, that's like a secretary. That's awesome. So how do I get one of these? Like, how do I get a girl who wants to go through my fucking phone and like go through my emails? Because you can do that and you can reply to my emails for me. Oh my god, that's a win for me. Are you kidding me? I love it. I love it. Like, go take my fuck here. You guys take my fucking phone. Take my texting. Text all you want. Email everyone. Read all the emails. Let me know the important shit. Everything else
called
is
a
gravy.
secretary. You need a secretary.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I know. But the way you're sounding, I know. I was making light of it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. But I know she was not doing it that way. She was doing it more of like the like, ah, I see everything. Like, well, if you can't
I
trust a motherfucker, why be with him?
I know. I had an ex-boyfriend, for example. Whenever a male colleague or a male friend would try to add me on Facebook, he would erase that person on Facebook. I didn't know. I didn't know. For I think 1 month, I thought I had a problem with my Facebook, and no, it was my boyfriend who
Oh
went on my Gmail
shit.
account on my laptop,
Oh shit.
change something on my Gmail to receive the notification from
What?
Facebook. He would go on my Facebook account via his phone or his laptop to reject the friendship. So there's one of my friends, like, it's been 5 times I ask it, 5 times you accept, and you do you have a problem with me, Amelie? And I'm like, no, not at all. And he's like, but look, the message I have. I say, I'm going to contact Facebook. C'est pas possible autrement. What the fuck is going on? And it's me talking out loud on the phone with a friend. My
Yeah.
brother is like, excuse me, I know exactly what's going on. And he grabbed my Gmail account and he's like, yeah, he did it. So, yeah, I broke up with the guy, of course. Then there, I'm like,
That's
dude,
horrible. I'm
that's
sorry to hear.
too much.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because if I was going at the police at that time, because it was a 2010, police would laugh at me. Hey, I have my boyfriend. Whenever I add a boy on Facebook, he deletes it.
Yeah. They wouldn't take that
And
shit serious.
there is one of my former manager who said to me, the ex-fiancé of his wife didn't stop to create fake accounts to insult them on Instagram. So they went to the
Jesus
police with the
Christ.
proof and stuff, explaining the backstory, and they're like, look, did you receive death threats? Did he come to your house? Did he do this and that? For example, if it's a car and you destroy the car, yes, it can do something. That is just comments on Instagram. We're not interesting. Nowadays, you have
They'll
new law
take
in
that shit.
France.
Yeah.
This is harassment. You can prove this is harassment. It's written. You can
Yeah.
report it.
Absolutely.
You can go to the police, etc. So that's really interesting to see how harassment and internet laws, etc., just grow.
They change a bit. They do evolve, and that actually happened to me. Honestly, I was using Tinder, and every time I went to match with a girl on Tinder, their, I guess, mom, girlfriend, whatever it was, they kept blocking me on Tinder, and that's why I couldn't get any matches.
Really?
No, I'm fucking with you. A, I don't use Tinder. B, it was just a funny joke to say. I'm like, yeah, that's why I couldn't get any matches dating. It's because whenever I try to match with someone, their fucking end, it doesn't go to them, it goes to someone else, and they block me. No, I'm just no motherfucker. I don't get it. No, it was just a joke. Jesus Christ, man.
No, sorry. I took it very seriously because I know a lot of people who got blocked on Tinder and
Oh, really? I don't.
like, yeah. Man, a
I'm looking
lot.
for one, by the way.
You are so lucky. You can snap for your finger and have a lot of proposition, my dear friend, because you're an amazing and beautiful man. You know, you right? Boom.
Like
Pussy,
fucking
pussy,
snap like
pussy,
Thanos,
pussy,
maybe.
pussy.
And make
Choice,
50,
best choice. My life is full of
yeah,
choice.
you know,
But
like
there's men who
Thanos
don't
and having
and just
50% disappear from me.
block, and that's crazy. Like I heard stories. I'm like, seriously, like yeah, they can block you. They can.
Oh,
This
neither
is,
here nor there. So what you're
yeah,
saying for this, it's going to be because Barry used Facebook. Moss then suspects and goes out. She walks out with her fucking laptop to the fucking pier and looks up Barry Block on Facebook and then makes the connection there.
yeah.
So she suspects all this. And if Barry really wanted to be smart, he would have put that shit on private and blocked some fucking people.
He
And
didn't know. He didn't know.
of course, he didn't even know
Like,
what Facebook was. You know, and we see Barry is guilty on Facebook. One of the things that he has is the ability to do what was the fundraisers. Like, I'm doing another walk for Chris's kids, another fundraiser for Chris. You know, whether the fucking marathon bullshit was, he's doing all these events to help Chris's family out because he feel guilty for killing their dad and husband, and he should. I mean, he killed their dad and husband. I think that's a guilt thing. So you see that, and Barry's very naive on using Facebook. I think we all are. And
yes,
then she
we're guilty.
very much so. And she tracks him that way. And this is where it goes from Barry from episode 1 to 7 having these morals in place, or just trying to find who his life is and getting a taste of life and not wanting giving it up. He doesn't want to give it up. And last episode, he kills Chris because he's like, "Why'd you fucking say that?" He blows up. He's like, he sees himself in danger, not physical danger. He sees his life he's building being in emotional danger. And he fucking kills Chris to silence him. So you see this as a snap reaction to Chris. It's in the motion. It's in the heat of. It's a crime of passion if you want to use that defense. Like, Barry lost his shit. He kills Chris because of it. He needs to silence Chris, and that's how they end up. This moment with Detective Moss, Barry walks out. He confronts her. She pulls a gun on him, and he's trying to talk her down. He's trying to talk her
Yes.
down like he tried to talk Chris down before. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's just like, it's not me anymore. We just be friends. We can just go out and do stuff. Hey, that's someone else. I had to because I was made to do it. I don't want to do it. He's just trying to, like, we just go back inside. And she's like, no, this only ends with you being behind bars. I'm bringing you in. It's the only time this the only way this ends.
Like she said, I'm the police, you're
Yeah.
the murderer,
He's
you're
a
going
murderer.
to jail.
Yes.
That's it.
And when Barry's walking backwards, this is what the change of his character is. At least his character arc in this season. This is very telling. He already has a gun with a silencer taped to a fucking tree.
Yes. Yes.
This is premeditated. Like, Chris was a crime of passion. It happened bam, in the middle of it. This is premeditation. Barry was like, holy shit, she's knowing something about me. I might need a gun. I might have to kill her. He had a pack of fucking gun. He had a pack of gun with a silencer to his fucking getaway. So he's always thought that this Detective Moss might be out to get him.
Yeah. And he had already in his head to kill her.
Yeah. He's like, I'm bringing this
and
gun with me.
and it changed everything because at the first episode he was, "Hi, I'm going to kill that guy because you asked me to. I don't need to know anything about that person."
Yeah.
It's like a FedEx to, "I have a plan. It's me, myself, and I. I don't want my life to be stopped. I'm going to kill that person. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to trap her and to kill her." And
Yeah.
as you said, that tiny notice of him preparing it,
Yeah.
he could have flee. He could have run away, maybe.
Yeah. Could have been completely done. Could have been completely done. And it is, he doesn't. He could have been completely done just by distancing himself from Detective Moss. He doesn't. He's just living this life. He's living this life. He's living this life. And basically, him trying to live a life makes things harder on him than not. And he knows that he has to wait for his moment. Hopefully, that moment never comes. I don't think he's waiting to kill or wanting to kill Moss. He's hoping that moment never comes. But when it does, he's very well prepared for it. I mean, he's like, not only does he pack the gun, but he tapes it to the fucking tree and knows exactly where he's walking. He's played this out a million times in his head. And he goes, rat a tat tat. Like, the scene ends with like thunder effects, rat tat tat. Fucking shoots. And we know deep down one person shot the other person. We also know there's 3 more seasons of Barry, and it's not called fucking Detective Moss after this. So we're pretty sure he fucking kills her. At the end of this episode, we know someone's dead. We're pretty sure she's fucking dead.
Yeah. That's a
And
big
that is
question.
the change.
That's a big question, for the writing purpose. When you write a series and you have an idea of a character, etc., it must be really difficult to write the first season because you want to tell a story, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you're betting in the idea of, am I going to be paid for a second season or not? How do I end
Yeah.
the first season to either have a follow up on the second season or there is just one season? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know if they already had this in mind. I'm not sure how far this is, but I do know it ends with like starting now. Like my life, boom, we're starting over, starting now. That's the last line being heard. And it really works. It ties up Barry a lot, and it starts really pushing him into his character arc. We see that Barry's crossing a lot of fucking lines. That maybe Fuchs is arguably still a bad guy, but maybe this was always inside of Barry. Maybe this darkness was always inside of Barry, and we'll see this. We'll see this as it comes through. Right now, we talked about the entire season, first season. How'd you like it? Like it? Hate it? What made you want to see season two, or what?
The acting of Bilader, like
Yeah,
especially the episode with Macbeth when he comes on the scene and he cry and there's this tragedy and he's got remorse and stuff. The character development, I'm like, I need to watch the season two, like for sure. At the beginning, I was watching the series because it was funny, goofy, the
right.
first episode and stuff, and SNL, da 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 da. When I saw Bilader crying and the actor and what he was doing, I'm like,
You're
my
hooked.
God, he's such a great actor
Yeah,
and it's amazing writer. Like, it's great. Plus, what really catch me in the series, it's the sexual harassment Sally lived with the
right,
manager. That scene really got my heart dropped, and I really cried for her. I'm like, fuck, I had to stop the series,
right.
and I was shook. I was like, this is terrible because it's so realistic. She's not full of plastic surgery as a woman next to her
There's nothing wrong with plastic surgeries. Really.
excessive. You could see in that scene it was really put on the nose. Everybody had big tits, big lips. They were in stiletto shoes like that. You know what I mean? Like they were Barbie doll compared to her, were
Right,
more looking like a simple American, a simple woman, simple citizen. And I really like the mix between mafia, bang bang bang, and the hard reality with sexual harassment, violence, drug use, etc., etc. People who just think about themselves. There's a problem just in front of you, but nobody called 911. Nobody said, "Stop! This is wrong." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like because in reality, how many times we heard people saying I had a car accident and nobody called 911? Or, for example, my father beat me up and I had bruises and nobody tell anything? Or how many times did you hear my sister, he's in a domestic abuse
abuse,
relationship
right,
and it's everybody knows there's the elephant in the room but nobody talk about it? Or you see what I mean? So in reality, it's not Hollywood. It's not that easy as it seems. You know, it's very long. You call the police. You wait for the police to
right.
come. Da, 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 da. It's not hello police. 2 minute boom. They come and da 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 da. Superman. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
of
no, it's more real.
right. It's too late often. So I really like that the juxtaposition of bang bang bang, but also the reality of behind the camera. And as I know Bill Hader, who worked for years and years on in SNL, movies, series, writing behind the camera, in front of the camera, etc. And he knows his job. I really liked the work he did about showing Hollywood as it is in the
Right.
backstage, behind the curtains, behind the makeup and stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a great dichotomy between the mafia scenes or the drug dealer scenes or what are the crime drug lord scenes and the theater people because the ones that are most messed up are actually the theater people. Like they're his life that are not part of the Chechens or Bolivians. You know they're selling drugs and you know they're bad guys, but in reality, they don't really kill many people. They kill certain number of people. They don't really go out of their way. There's more seen as like businessmen that instead of drugs, they could be selling fucking Nerf. You know, they could be
Yeah,
selling baseballs.
I think they do flowers, something like that.
Yeah,
Flowers or garden or stuff like that.
it's something like kind of low key for the most part on season one, and most of the action is what normal people are doing and going through
Yeah,
in extraordinary circumstances. I think that's part of the charm of Barry, and Like the way it ends with Bill Hader's character just kind of going very sociopathic and very much protecting what he has. I think that sets up for season 2, 3, and 4 of Barry is gonna be very interesting, or I like to say very interesting. See, and I like this. I like doing this with you because I've been watching these. I watched 2 days, a couple of days ago, 2 yesterday, and it reminds me of how good the series really is. And I like talking with you about it. So thank you for doing this podcast with me
You're
because it
welcome.
reminds me of how like how other people can see the series. I don't see it the same way you do sometimes, and that's great because we have conversations that way about it, right? But it's a tight. It's 4 seasons long, and it's fucking tight. There's no episode where you're like fast forward. I mean, there's episodes. Watch. I loved the Flash TV show.
Yeah.
Loved it. Past
Mhm.
tense. Loved. Past tense. There's episodes where I just fucking skipped. Look, there's season. I haven't seen all the seasons. I saw the first like 3 or 4 seasons. Like this is great. And even then, there's episodes you skip because they're just basically filler. Like, oh, they have to shoot something this week.
Yeah, the filler episode. Like for
Yeah.
example, there's some series where they play really well the filler episode. For example, Community, the series. Whenever there is a filler episode, they do something very theatrical, and it's
I
often one of their best episodes. You
didn't
see what I mean?
watch. You know what? I've only watched the first 2 years of Community. I think I have the same problem I have with Community as the one I have with what's the one you're trying to get me to watch? Breaking Bad.
Tell me
Because
about it.
community college is 2 fucking years. Like, after season 2, what are you doing? Are
Yeah,
they
I was
going to
just thinking of
university?
that.
Like, do they fail community college?
Yeah,
Do they
yeah,
fail art
that's a
class
big
5 times?
question. That's a big question because they're like often after the season two, there's a big question like, why are you still
Yeah,
here? Like
it's like the fucking
2 years
look at The
normally.
Simpsons, and The Simpsons, the difference is the Bart and Lisa, they don't ever age because they're cartoons. They're not
Yeah,
supposed to have to age.
and at the
But
same
community,
time,
they age.
the flashback used to be Vietnam flashback, the 60s, 70s flashback. Now the flashback are in the 90s. And
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, so the director, did he go to Afghanistan now because he's 40 years old and he's
maybe.
director and he's still a vet? I'm like, I hope they make him go to Afghanistan because the Skinner went to Vietnam.
Oh, I'm saying, like, when you're talking about you lost me for a second. You're talking about The Simpsons. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
it.
And then I'm like, yeah, okay. So nowadays, is he gone to
Afghanistan, yeah.
Afghanistan? Like the grandpa, went to did the
World
D-Day, but
War
now the grandpa should
II.
be the one who did Vietnam and Skinner Afghanistan because they all old, but they are not that old. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
there is continuity. And the Simpsons, the parents, when they had flashback, it was a flashback from the 70s, and nowadays it's flashback from the 90s.
Hmm. Interesting. I have to watch them. I haven't watched it in a while, but this is something I will keep with. And I won't skip Simpson episodes because they're all unique like that. I skipped the shit out of Flash. I couldn't finish Breaking Bad. I can't finish Community because to my mind, like, why these fucking seasons keep going? I don't know why. Like, maybe like, you don't like Breaking Bad. Like, I don't know, man. And this is what I'm saying about Barry. It's a tight 4. I wouldn't skip any of these episodes. I would not one episode in the 8 season, or it's only 8 episodes per season too. I wouldn't skip any of these. And there's some
Yeah,
things I watch front to back. I watched all of Bones. And there's some things I might not pay attention to too hard, but I watched all of it. Where this is a tight fucking show. Like, Barry is just a tight fucking show. You blink, you miss it.
yeah. But what is interesting about Barry, it's written like a story from
Yeah,
chapter to chapter to
that's
chapter.
why.
And that's how I said when series are well written, there is, for example, 5 seasons, but it's meant to be 5 seasons. There is an arc with a character, some character have a development, etc.
Yeah.
And I know I talk about Breaking Bad, but what I like about Breaking Bad is every character has an arc, and the arc of the guy who has cancer, it's he
La la
discovers
la
like
la la
his
la 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 la
cancer,
la.
he can be his own chef, and it's a battle of ego and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
But that's what I like Breaking Bad because
Ye
every character you take aside
Everyone
from
has an
being bad,
arc? That
they
must be a
have
lot of water.
interesting arc. It's really deep, and they
The
you
water is
you
deep or
you
the arc
can
is deep?
you can say every character are good, bad, and they've got gray. Like for example, Kusuno. We were talking about Kusuno.
Right.
Yes, he's a dickhead. Yes, he's dumb dumb. Yes, he's a
But he's
self.
grounded.
He's grounded. He's an excellent teacher. He tries his best to be
He's
better. He's in
parental.
love. You see what I mean? He's not just black or white. He's got different facets. So every character you can like, okay, you understand. Like for example, at the beginning, I hated Sally, but when I found out
All the
the
things that
episode with
she's
the
been through.
manager
Yeah.
and what she's been through,
Yeah.
she's got beaten up. She wants to be her own person. She's an
Yeah.
excellent actress. Wants to write it. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, she's an interesting person. It's like in real life. When you get to know someone, you're like, oh, like you, for example, we've been friends for 15 years. I discover a lot of things about you. And I'm like, oh, that's why he doesn't like that. Or, oh, that's why he react when I say this and that. Oh, okay. Oh, Spazzer was a soldier. Okay, fair enough. So not talking about this, not talking about that, or
Yeah, it's
being very
people's
careful with that.
experiences.
And for you, you found out during the podcast I was an ambulance driver. Like you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and you know me for several times. Like
Yeah.
one of my friends said, people like to talk. People like to say, "How are you?" But nobody has the correct question or try to get to know you. You know what I mean? Like,
I
well, you
get
don't know
that.
what was an ambulance driver because you never asked, because you never thought, yeah, Amelie, have you ever drive a big car? Yes, for a matter of fact, I used to be an ambulance driver. Or, hey, Amelie, have you ever tried to go to medical school? Well, a matter of fact, I wanted to be a real ambulance driver, like a second level. So I did this and that, da 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 da. Da, you know what I mean? But it's
Very cool.
everyone. It's everyone. Like we
Yeah,
all have different facets. You know, it's
yeah,
like
and that's what Barry does really well. Barry will show different facets to each character. And we see all of the character arcs. And the secondary characters might not always be secondary characters. Like Detective Moss could be a secondary character. She becomes primal even when she's not, we'll see in later seasons. Even when she's there by not being there. And it drives Jean's character later on, and it's going to drive Barry's character, and all these things happen in motion, all because Barry couldn't kill the fucking guy going into acting class. If Barry kills Ryan when he was supposed to, none of this happens.
And that's really interesting because in real life it's the same. If you decide to go somewhere or you miss a job opportunity or you miss the train
Yeah,
or whatsoever, Beam. Oh, if I didn't miss my train, I wouldn't have met Natalie. Or if I had said no to such and such, I wouldn't have find a job. Or you see what I
yeah,
mean? Like life is done like that, and it's really interesting to take one character, boom, 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 and make it more and more complicated and darker and darker. And I really believe that series allow Bill Hader to come from SNL, comic, haha, hee hee, goofy, to something dark, professional, and completely different.
yeah, and to the point where just in case if Bill is fucking a method actor, I'm not gonna fuck with Bill Hader ever because I see what Barry can do. I don't want to be that. Like, Bill, you can, yes sir, no sir, that's all I'm do. But we have that, and as an old friend would say, history's made for all the wrong reasons. You know, you miss that train, you find someone, the love of your life because you missed a train. You go to work early, too bad. You got fired that day, well, you met someone in line for soup, you know? It's all these things that we don't judge properly. We might judge them at the time, but we don't know how they really play out in our lives. I came to the reason I moved to Montreal was because I met someone that I thought was talking to my friend. I was like, "Oh, I don't wanna talk to her. Oh, you like her?" Danny. I thought it was like they're gonna get together. But yeah, that's the reason why. Or I answer a random Facebook message, some from some motherfucker in France, you know, or some bullshit like this. You never know what life's gonna take you, what zigs and zags with you, you know?
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, for example, Stefan. I met Stefan in a bar, was with 3 different guys that night. I was with a group of 3 guys. I went to the bar. It's a
Phrasing.
crazy story. I go to Netherlands. I met a guy. We befriend, and we exchange telephone number. And it was at the time like self-coaching was a thing. It was a
Yeah.
website when you exchange couch, basically. You
Oh
go
yeah,
to
couch
Prague, and
surfing.
they come to
Got it.
Lille, la la
Yeah.
la la. At that time, I was living in North of France, and one day I had my director who knocked on my door, was like, "Hey, you need to take 5 days off. It's mandatory French law, so take the 5 days off. You can stay in the hostel if you want to. There is no problem, Amelie, but I would advise you to take the 5 days off." So I took the 5 days off, complained on Facebook, and my friend from Prague say, "Hey, come to Prague. It's not expensive. I would let you my sofa bed." And I'm saying, "Yes." So I came to Prague, and he's like, "Okay, two solutions. Either you go with me to the bar, or we go to a friend's house." And I'm like, "I want to go to the bar." Went to the bar. Who was the barman? Stefan.
Oh,
So
cool.
I was talking to two Brazilian guys, blah 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 blah, and Stefan was closing the bar and said, "Excuse me, we'll close the bar in five
All right.
minutes.
Do
Thank
the
you. Can
accent.
we
Come
pay?"
on. Do Stefan's accent. Good day, mate. Closing the bar. Oh, he's gonna kick my ass when he sees me.
Hi, we're going to close the bar. Can you
Oh,
please pay? You can
actually,
pay cash if you want to. There's no problem.
no. That's you're doing the nasal, but Stefan kind of talks like Matt Berry. By the way, if you ever seen
Yeah.
Stefan talks like Matt Berry. So when I hear Stefan talk, I'm like, did you fucking marry Matt Berry? And like, what the fuck? I actually have to look to make sure it's him. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very
When you
cool
see,
way of
when you
meeting.
talk, no, but seriously, the dude,
So
I was texting my dad to say everything is fine. I'm in Prague, and he's like,
yeah,
come to me, and he's like, "What a beautiful lady like you is doing it on phone while there is 5 guys
what's a
around
beautiful
her."
lady
And
like
I
you?
say, "Well, there is a sixth one," and we had a lovely conversation. What's her name? Stefan, Amelie. I'm a receptionist. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely conversation about religion and stuff. Which is telephone number just to be friends because he had a girlfriend at that time. Was from Slovakia, and I was not looking for a boyfriend because I was thinking about going to Canada to live because it was a big rush to Canada. And yeah, I leave the bar thinking, okay, I met a friend whatsoever. We will maybe add each other on Facebook and forget about it, and voila.
Yeah.
And now he's married with me, and we have 3 kids.
Yay.
Like,
See, and
really, je te jure, if you had said to me, I'm from the future, Emily, I'm Joe from the future, that man is going to be your husband and you're going to have 3 kids, I would say, get the fuck out, stop drinking. Simple as that, because we
God,
just had a 5 minute
I
conversation.
hate to tell you this. Every Joe you see is Joe from the future. You can never talk to
Top
Joe from the past.
time,
No.
yeah. And
But
you're
yeah,
actually my son.
well, I know. So you're doing this, and we're saying back with Barry, it's everyone's got these little things that happen for a reason, and they move on, they move on, they move on, they move on, right? And then this is gonna be interesting because what Barry does in this episode, he does it calculating. He is not on accident. He does it on purpose. He packs a gun. He has it taped to a tree, and he shoots her. So what Barry does from now on out, we need to see more of a calculating Barry. Barry's very calculating when he does hits, but now he's seeing his entire life as a hit. And I think that's the difference. We need Barry's seeing his life as a hit. And so we're going to see what happens in series / season 2, and that's going to come out, but not next week. Next week, Brannick and I did the best of Bruce Campbell. Spoiler alert. Well, we just basically gushed over Bruce Campbell for a fucking hour. I don't think we even talked about a goddamn series in depth or in detail. We just fucking talked about Bruce Campbell for an hour, which was nice. I liked it.
Why not?
After that, we're back with series 2 for Barry. All that and more on the next Streamin Demons. Love y'all. Deuces, likes, subscribes, and all that shit. I hear a fucking cat.
I hear a cat.
Bye, y'all.